Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and the message reads like this. Hello, my brother. Can you please post for me as hidden identity? My brother, I am a man who is currently staying here in South Africa, and I come from DRC. I migrated here to South Africa when there was still war in our country. When I came here to South Africa, I can say I was accompanied by a lot of people from our village because when our village was about to receive an attack and those rebels, they were still many kilometers away from our village. That was when we fled, and whilst we were busy fleeing, we went to this other United Nations camp, and from there on, we were transferred and we came here to South Africa as refugees. We stayed for a little while at this other church. It was a Roman Catholic church. Whilst we were staying there, we were always told that it was a good thing for us to remember where we came from. And yes, I remembered all of the horrors of war that I had seen back in my country. And I can say that even when I was still back home, I was someone already who was attending a very traditional church whereby they will tell you that you don't have to have a girlfriend. You are only allowed to have a girlfriend when you have think of getting married, and everything had to be done in a very properly way. So that was the same thing that we were being taught when we came here to South Africa. I tried so much as I could to remember all of the teachings that my parents had taught me, and that was the thing that kept me from having a girlfriend for many, many years because I knew that my mom, she had been lost, but we had been told that she was still alive at the time when we were still fleeing. So all that I was telling myself at that young age is that I just wanted to go to school so that I can get a good job and I can take care of my mom, whom we had left back home in the war ravaged country of ours. So some of the people, after there was a little bit of a ceasefire, managed to return back to our country, but the situation, according to my calculations, it was still going to be the same. I didn't have any hope at all. So I said, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Let me continue with my education. I attended secondary school until I started attending the university. Of course, I was being sponsored by some of the organizations that looks after refugees worldwide. When I was all alone now, that I was in campus, that was when I started to have that feeling whereby I just wanted to be with a woman, and there was nothing that could stop that feeling. No matter how hard I would try to ignore the feeling, I just saw that with the feelings that I am having, if I try to keep on suppressing myself, then I am going to do something that is really bad, that is going to affect my career here in South Africa. So I then said, for me to suppress these feelings, it is far much better that I go online and I start to join some groups. And in that group that I joined, I met this other lady. She was not from DRC, but she was a foreign girl as well, but she was staying in another province. And at that time, since I was not able to earn a lot of money, there was no way I was able to go and see her. So it just ended up as being an online relationship. From there on, I met another woman, and this woman, she was a married woman, and she started telling me that her husband does not make her feel good, and she just wanted a relationship whereby she can just enjoy. But this relationship, she wanted it to be an online thing, never a physical thing, and we were still in that same province. So I said, it is fine by you, then it is fine as well by me. We continued doing our thing online, and the more that we continued, one day I just woke up, and when I opened my phone, I saw that she had sent me a picture. At that time, we were still using those Blackberries. I saw that she had sent me a picture and she was not wearing anything. My brother, when she sent me that, it made me to feel, really crazy. Like, now I need a woman. And this woman, she had said that our relationship was only an online thing. She was never going to love me physically because she was a woman who was married. The only error in her marriage was that her husband was not able to provide for her all of her needs, like when they were in their matrimonial bed. So I was the one who was satisfying her, whilst I was on the other side of the phone and she was on the other side of the phone. After she had dropped me, the thing that I did, it was just unthinkable. Late at night, I knew that there was this other place close to our campus. There were a lot of ladies, even some of the ladies that we went with to school. They were also selling off their bodies. I went there, my brother, and I sacrificed the money that I was supposed to use for food. And that was the first time that I ever purchased the services of a prostitute. And I can say that from there on, there was a spiritual connection that was like formed, because I could not control myself anymore. Each and every time when I would have extra money, I would take that money, then I would go and purchase the services of the prostitute. That was when I learned how to be online, and whilst I'll be online, I'll be searching for some videos, the adult videos. And from there on, when I started to see that there were some sites whereby I can get some videos and please myself, I said, so what is the use of me purchasing the services of all of these prostitutes if I can get this thing for free and just using my hand? So my brother, that is what I started doing. And when I started doing that, at the beginning of me being in South Africa, I was someone who was quite a social person, enjoying the company of other people. And when I started doing this, I then saw that I just developed this antisocial feeling, like I didn't want to be around people. I always wanted to be in a place whereby I was in control. I could be able to get into a place whereby I can quickly please myself and satisfy myself. This thing is started even affecting me. Even when I'll be in class, I would start to lose concentration when the lecturer will be busy. And for me to regain concentration, I had to rush to the bathroom, quickly open my videos, then please myself. When I would return, I would feel that my brain would be sharp, sharp. That was the kind of a life that I was living now. So when I started this thing, all the videos that I wanted to see were your normal videos, whereby it was like a girl and a guy. Then, as time went on, I felt like I needed more, like two guys having one girl, and up to eight guys doing one girl. And it really made me to enjoy, like when you will be seeing that the girl, she will be like, in a place whereby she was hold hostage. It was just evil stuff that I was now enjoying. And each and every time that I would finish, I would feel that deep down in my brain there will be something that will be telling me, like, this thing that you are doing, you are a no longer normal human being, you are being sick. I used to search for some videos that were really sick. Like, I would feel so scared, like, is this stuff that I am doing even allowed to search? And when I heard that they even keep your records, I tried to stop myself from searching those type of videos. But what would happen is that I would not do this thing for a day. Then the next day, when that spirit comes to me and tells me to start enjoying myself, instead of me doing it only once, I would end up doing it even 6 times in a single night. And when the next day would come, I would be so tired, so much that I would say, let me not go to school because I am really tired. This thing of me doing this, pleasing myself, watching those adult videos, it was now controlling my life. Instead of me living my life, I was always creating space so that I can be able to please myself at any given opportunity. Even when I started working at this other restaurant, just doing some casual work there. That is all that I would do. Sometimes when someone would have ordered food through me, I would feel so irritated, because there would be that feeling like I need to go and do it now. I need to go and do it now. And soon after placing their order on the table, I would just rush to the bathroom and I would quickly do it. And I had a lot of magazines that I would regularly buy so that I can just look at those videos. The whole thing was just controlling my life. It then happened that on this other night, I was busy on this other website. So, usually on those websites, what happens is that they usually send these adverts that will be flashing, like a woman can be flashing her body so that you can get interested. But this woman that was busy flashing her body, it was a cartoon. It is really strange, hey, my brother, that you can come from being attracted to your normal women, then you can start becoming attracted to cartoons. Yes, my brother, I was someone who was suffering from that feeling of being attracted to those cartoons. So the cartoons, the way that they design them, it makes you to feel really good when you are pleasing yourself. I saw that message flashing. I then clicked on that message. It then led me to a very dark website, because on that website, most of the cartoons, they were like pretending to be like demons, not your normal demons. They were designed to look really scary, with horns and everything, with strange wings, and all of those things. At that moment, they seemed to be very beautiful. That was when I started to enjoy myself watching those videos of women designed to look like demons, even the devil, and stuff like that. And the more that I did it, the more that I chased after those dark videos, until one night I just said, whilst I was about to finish pleasing myself, I then said it would be very nice if a demon right now appears into my room, but this demon, it must be a female demon. If she appears, I am sure that I am going to enjoy her. I said this with my own mouth. After I had said it, my brother, I just had that strange feeling like in that room there was someone or something that entered, because when I was looking at the curtain, after I felt that sudden movement, I even saw the curtain, moving. Like when you have opened the windows and the wind is blowing, you can see the movement that the curtains will be doing, but yet the windows, they were closed. So it just made me to wonder what was happening. From there on, I started to have really weird dreams. Usually in my dreams, I would see a very beautiful woman. She would just appear, then she would start to make love to me, until I started to see this thing. I cannot say that when I was now seeing it, it was a physical thing, but I can say it was a manifestation that was happening. I would just see it, that there is a woman that is came to make love to me, and after me and her would have finished making love, then everything would return back to normal. But the physical aspect of it is that I would see that usually my man would be showing you that it has been making love to a woman. It will be having the semen all over it. That is what was affecting me now. And this thing, it started like regularly happening at night. Then it started happening even when I was in class. The first day that it happened, I just looked at this other lady that I used to lust after. This lady, she was a very beautiful woman. So yeah, I just started looking at her, the way that she was sitting, and I started to imagine. That is the thing that happens, like when you are someone who is regularly helping themselves, pleasing themselves. The moment that you look at a certain woman, you can start to imagine some things, doing some things to her. That is the lust that had been affecting me. After I had started imagining that I was making out with her, I then started to feel that there was someone who came and started grabbing my private parts. Yeah, I was really shocked because the movement was real, even though I could feel that everything that is happening, it is really spiritual. That movement, I can say it only happened for a few seconds. Then I felt that I was wet all over my thighs. I then excused myself and I went to the bathroom. When I went to the bathroom, I saw that all over my thighs, there were a lot of those semen that had came out. So that was like my life now that I was living, even when I was around people, even in church, that demon didn't even respect anything. That thing will just come and seduce me and just do as it pleased with my body. And after doing it, then I would see that there is that semen all over my thighs. Then I would go and wash myself. And my brother, with this thing that was happening to me, I then started to lust even after men, because when I would be watching the videos, you would see, usually on those websites you can have some women that are really strange. When you look at her, she is like a woman, but when she reviews her private parts, you can see what is going on. This is a man, she is not a woman. I started to enjoy those type of videos even when I would see that this is not a woman at all. So I started to lust after everything. Any video that I would see, even if it is someone that is with an animal, it was just nice for me, and I had lost control over my own body. So even my private parts, my brother, it even started to have that feeling whereby, you know what, I am tired, it is too much. Because sometimes I would even do it 4 or 5 times on a single night. So it was just too much. Sometimes instead of having semen coming out of my private parts, some watery substance will just come out, meaning that my body was tired of producing this semen over and over again. The day that I stopped doing this, it was this other day in that location where I was staying because of the rent. I then went to this other small crusade. I just enjoyed the way that they were singing in their local language. When I went there, then the pastor, as he was preaching, he stopped praying for a moment and he said that, I feel that in here there is someone that is addicted, to the thing of masturbation. So I was really embarrassed because I knew that this man, he can feel me even though he cannot see me, but he can feel that it is I who is in this church that is addicted. So my brother, I didn't even go to the front, because for many many minutes he kept on saying, come, come, come to the front, do not be embarrassed. But I was really embarrassed. So what I did is that I then started going to that church. And finally one day, when I had the opportunity, I went to that pastor soon after church and I said, I know that this other crusade, you once had this other vision, and you said that you were seeing a man that was troubled, a man who could not stop because he was addicted to the spirit of doing that thing of pleasing himself. I am here, pastor, I can't even stop, and I do not know how I can stop this. And I confessed to him and I told him that what I did is that there was a day whereby I even dedicated my life to a demonic spirit. I said, if the demons are listening right now, I need a demon that can come and please me. So I suspect that there was a demon who heard my prayer and is now my spiritual wife. Then the healing session started and I asked him not to reveal these things to anyone in church. So he took me for the private sessions. It was him, his wife, and his children. They were really nice to me. We had to fast, my brother, for many many days. The day that he said that I was finally cured from this thing. When I went to his place, as we were praying, I then started vomiting. I don't know what kind of substance that I was vomiting at that time. It was bluish in color and it was really thick, like it was mucus that was mixed with saliva, but it was blue in color. I vomited and I vomited, and the pastor, he kept on praying. And as the pastor was praying for me, I felt like there was fire that was entering into my stomach. This fire that was entering into my stomach, it was the one that was pushing that mucus out of my stomach, and it was making me to vomit because of the heat that was there in my stomach. Finally, after I had finished vomiting, then the pastor said that, here you are, you have been cured. Since that day, my brother, I then said that it is far much better that I attend this Pentecostal church. I kept on attending that Pentecostal church, my brother, until I finally got married. So the girl that I got married to, their church where they go to, it is one of those churches. It's like not a Pentecostal church. Because of my love for her, I then reconverted and I started going to her church. But as for now, me and her, we have our home, our own home, but I have never told her this story. It was only that pastor who knew this story, the one that saw me in a vision. So I want people to be very careful, because there are some things that can happen, like when you are busy, especially to the men that find themselves pleasing themselves. They need to be very careful, because you don't know what kind of a spirit that you would end up attracting. In my own case, I can say that God felt mercy for me, because if it was not because of the mercy of God, what was going to happen to me? Maybe I was going to be killed, or I was going to die before I had repented.